You are watching CIOTV by Enterprise IT World, a production of Accent Info Media.
Hello and welcome to CIOTV.live, a sister concern of Enterprise IT World. We have been speaking to the thought leaders on various technologies which are influencing the modern day enterprises, starting from cloud computing to the back-end applications, including CRMs, ERPs, HRMS, and so on and so forth. Today we have Mr. Chaitanya Peddi, who is a co-founder and product head of Darwinbox. Darwinbox is one of the new age technology providers as far as HRM is concerned. Mr. Chaitanya, thank you very much for taking time out and speaking to CIOTV.live.
Thanks, Sanjay. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me here today.
All right. How do you see the trend in HRMS today?
Sure. That's a quite interesting question. If you look at the definition of HRMS, it's human resource management system. So there is management in the definition itself. So historically, the system was expected to be or supposed to manage human resources or your employees. But it is very, very operational and archaic definition. So while you are expected to solve operational challenges very, very well, also, the system is expected to solve all the requirements of being one of the fundamental systems of record. Now that the expectations evolved a lot, especially in last few years, in the last century. So from a system of management to it is becoming a system of engagement. So now the core purpose of the HRMS or any HR technology is how do you engage your employees? Because, obviously engaged employees, they'll be very productive. And you will see a drastic difference in organization's productivity and the performance as a whole if your workforce is very engaged. So how do you engage your end users? One is, how do you engage? And second, how do you keep capturing how engaged people are and proactively address any challenges that people are facing so that the engagement levels won't go down or they will only be very high. So this will become a true competitive advantage. That is second. And from there, from the system of engagement we're evolving to become a system of intelligence. So now how systems can be so intelligent using artificial intelligence and machine learning so that proactively insights are given to organizations on the areas concerning employees so that they make very effective investments. So this is what HRMS is going to be. So system of management to system of engagement to system of intelligence.
All right, this era, I'll say, this year, I believe, post-COVID, there has been a lot of challenge from the HR perspective. Of course, human resources are plenty, but finding out, picking the right candidate and sticking with those candidates has been very, very challenging for the enterprises. Organizations are facing on the one side, the other side also, the candidates are also facing. So what is the kind of mitigation plan you have? Darwinbox comes in and solves those challenges.
Sure. So, Sanjay, as you rightly called out, COVID did bring in its own challenges as well as opportunities, though. So, challenges, one, people were working remotely in a hybrid sort of environment. So, a lot of people hired so many people remotely. They wouldn't even seen the companies or seen the offices in person. They never met their colleagues in person. So all the onboarding trainings, everything happened online. So now, how do you ensure they still understand the company's vision, purpose, align to company's values, and how do you imbibe that sense of belongingness or connectivity to the organizations? That is definitely a major challenge. So that people resonate with your purpose and values and work very well. So that was a major challenge. And second, on the hiring front, as well as rightly called out, there's been literally war for the talent. So very surprisingly, in the last 2-3 years, economy has grown a lot and providing a lot of opportunities, especially for the good talent. So they now they have plenty of opportunities. Earlier, at least, you were constrained by your location. You were constrained by maybe how far is your home from office, etc. But now there are no such constraints. You're working from home. So now what it means is you are competing with organizations for the same talent, but not only the organizations that are in your city or in your proximity, but at a global scale. So now that was also a major challenge that companies were facing. So now when you look at the opportunities, obviously, whoever made right investments. So to ensure, so employees are still engaged, even in such remote environment fashion. Operationally, the productivity is not impacted. So whoever are doing operational things also very well, be it onboarding people well, training people well, ensuring skilling people is not impacted, ensuring the engagement levels are not impacted. They feel connected to the organization and culture. So see, those companies, they outperformed their competition. So in fact, it became a competitive advantage or opportunity for such companies. So we exactly, as Darwinbox, we've done that. So we have to be very, very quick in terms of reacting to a changing environment. So in a few weeks time, we rolled out a product. It's called Darwinbox Evolve product. So to help organizations mitigate COVID challenges. So that our product constitutes ability of organizations to schedule people to work from home or office in a hybrid manner, etc. So to track the engagement levels real time, and also to ensure there is a common platform where people can connect together, engage, and share their side of updates, or wherein organizations also can push their set of updates so that people get connected to the organizations. Now, it is also an existing challenge when it comes to a very distributed workforce. So earlier, only distributed workforce used to face this challenge. Now everyone is pretty much distributed, right? I mean, there is nothing like a corporate office sort of employees and distributed workers. Now everyone is distributed. So you need to ensure they're engaged. So we very, very quickly rolled out whatever technologically required to ensure these distributed and remote workforce, they're engaged. Their operational stuff is very well managed, be it leaves, attendance, or workforce, the scheduling part, the attendance, all that stuff. And also the skilling is done very well. So you still identify their skill gaps and train them well, etc. So these things we very quickly reacted and built into the product.
All right, Chaitanya, now since you have already started speaking about your organization, let's understand from you a little bit more about what are the offerings you have and how is it different? What are the competitive advantage over the competition? It's not very new technology. It is there since ages. I think every ERP vendor or CRM vendor has got HRMS as the module. But the startups, they are changing everything, which are born in cloud. Probably, you can put more light on that.
So Sanjay, as you rightly called out, very, very limited fundamental innovation happens. So many times it is about doing existing stuff, but in a much better way than everyone else. That is exactly what we have done. So we may have late mover advantage to we are a young company, so we could use latest and greatest of the technology. So that is our competitive advantage. So we built on the latest tech stack, so leveraging a part of latest and greatest technology, evolving technologies like AI and ML, etc. So we would like to call ourselves as a technology first, very innovating sort of a company. And another advantage is now if you go to any enterprise, so typically you see them using multiple systems to manage multiple modules or multiple aspects of employee life cycle. They do recruitment on one system, offer letter on one other system, onboarding on another system, so time on another system, payroll on another system. So now we are one-stop solution. So we cover the entire the breadth of employee life cycle spectrum with the required depth as well. So now building such a product, end-to-end product, so ensuring there is sufficient depth across the breadth, it is challenging. So obviously, you can't do this for the entire world. I mean, such a short span. So we are a very, very Asia-focused company. So we are we only focus on India and Middle East and Southeast Asia. So and these markets we understand very, very well, because we have functional experts as well as people who worked for years and years in HR in these markets. So through them, we understand these markets from HR aspects very, very well, and we solve these market specific nuances or challenges very well, probably better than everyone else. So that is our true competitive advantage. It's a one-stop solution with the required breadth and depth. So so that you integrate the complete employee experience onto one system, and we are very, very great from employee experience perspective. So our user experience is extremely good, and we are also a mobile first platform. So we did acknowledge, while HR is a ERP or enterprise platform, if you look at it, it is the only system that touches everyone in the organization. Your CEO also uses, and your last level, probably a plant operator also uses. So now what it means is, while it is enterprise B2B system, but the ethos are very similar to a B2C platform. You can't train everyone on how to use your system. So you won't train people on how to order stuff on noon or how to book a cab on Kareem, right? So similarly, you should not be training people on how to apply for a leave or manage attendance or look at updates from the organization. So you have to be mobile first and very, very intuitive with a great UX on the lines or similar to consumer grade products. So that also we do quite well. In fact, we understood that quite well. So that is also something that we do quite well.
All right. Now you mentioned that you are Asia specific organization. You understand the market sentiment here, and Middle East and India are both the regions where you are operating in. But if you look at in Middle East, there are so many countries. India, of course, is one country, but even then there are many states and geographical dispersed also. So how are you positioned? How are you placed yourself from a supply point of view, reach point of view in different locations and different countries, both the places?
So Sanjay, I mean, what we realized is, as you rightly called out, this region has so many countries. The nuance, every country would have its own nuances as well. I mean, its own compliance, etc. So resonating with what I said, it is not an easy problem to solve, to be honest. That is why it needs the required focus. So we bring in that focus, because it is, we don't do 100 things at 100 markets, because we focus on this market, we do this very well. So second, we don't do anything beyond and outside HR. So we are only HR focused company, and we want to be only HR focused company. So that is why we understand, and from product perspective, so we do quite well. We cover the entire region. So second, from coverage or delivery perspective, so the strategy is very clear. So you need to have a central delivery or a regional delivery center, which is strategically located. So we have office in Dubai. So we hire people locally here, and we have 30 people as on today working from Dubai, primarily into delivery, basically customer success and implementations. So all the customers in the region are served from the region itself. So we don't do we don't serve remotely from India, etc. So because we want to invest in this region. That is why we are located in DIFC, and we have all the entire team working out of DIFC. Now we also opened office in Saudi as well. So there also we have a small team now, but we have plans to scale that team as well as business scales up. So there are going to be 2 delivery centers for this region, one in Dubai and one in Saudi. And we will have people dedicated to this region and hire as much as possible locally. So, and it is working out quite well because many countries are easily accessible by road or by air from Dubai. So, that is not a challenge.
Okay, you said delivery from here. Is it your own headcount you have, or you have got alignment with partners?
So interesting question. The 30 people I talked about, they're all our own headcount. So
Okay.
we offer two models. One partner-led support and implementation. So we partner with the likes of Big Four. So we do have strong partnerships with Deloitte and EY and KPMG and PwC, etc. All the Big Four consulting firms. We also have a lot of very strong local boutique consulting firms. So we do offer great support and implementation through our partners. Parallel to that, we also have our own basically services or consulting team. So implementation and consulting team as well. So we offer both the models. So there are 30 people are on our roles. So they're Darwinbox employees, and we do have a partners as well. That is how we're very confident of a scalable operating model. So and ability to serve as many number of clients from this region.
Okay, Chaitanya, if you have seen the mindset, I mean, if you have read the mindset of the CIOs or the CISOs, those people who are, I mean, HR of course is an issue of HR manager, but the procurement head, gets consulting from the IT person. So IT person, so anything wrong, anything challenging comes, they ping the IT person to solve everything. So the challenge for these people, IT head or CIO, is the after sale support. So, implementation pre-sale happens very quickly, very swiftly. But whenever it comes after sale, it has been a challenge everywhere in every region, right?
Yeah.
So how do you manage? Because you are addressing multiple countries. Do you have enough people, or you are deploying the same resources you have for the pre-sales, for the post-sales as well? What's your strategy?
So, Sanjay, Darwinbox is actually a reasonably big company in itself. So we are not a small company. Today we employ 1,300 employees. So it's a large company, and there are sufficient. The 1,300 maybe absolute count may look less, but considering we are 100% only product company, only in HR domain, serving only few regions, that is actually a sizable headcount. So what it means is there are specialized people for selling and solutioning in pre-sale stage, and then for doing the process mapping. So for example, once sale is done, so before the implementation, it starts with process mapping. You map the client's processes, and that gets translated into your system configurations. So you need to have deep domain expertise there. So process mapping, there are again, there are specialists that are experts, and then the operations, basically converting the result of process mapping into system configurations, and then data migration, etc. That there is another separate team. Once the client goes live, then there will be a support, right? I mean, going forward, supporting whenever releases happen, whenever they want to change some configurations, and there is a dedicated support team. So all these things, we have sufficient number of specialized people for managing or manning different functions. So the people are not same; they're actually specialized into all these competencies or skills. So we do have, like I said, through our own headcount as well as through partners. So we can scale, and we have sufficient coverage or headcount. And another thing I just want to call out is we are a zero-code platform. So unlike traditional legacy ERPs, where you need a very deep coding or on the system expertise, we are completely zero-code. Everything is UI-based. So with the zero or minimal support, after go live, many of our clients, they're able to manage the system on their own. So for example, say, if you want to change anything, change a policy or configure a workflow. So traditionally, the path, it's very painful and expensive for the companies as well. You need to put forward as a change request, then, some IT consultant comes and assesses, and he quotes some mandates, and then, you need to pay for it, and then he'll do that configuration, etc. So those days are gone. So now it is pretty much, you can just open the configuration, of course, with the required controls will be there, and you can actually do the change yourself. So we're a completely zero code platform. Our team is more than happy to, we support people, but people will be able to manage on it.
All right, fair enough. So I got to know about it. So you are a modern day organization. You are a low-code, no-code platform based where the customers do not need any botheration as far as the any changes are concerned.
Absolutely.
All right then. So and easy to configuration, easy to manage as well. And before you wind up, if you can name few of your customers who are there in this region, will be really nice for others to learn.
Sure. So this region has been very, very kind to us. So a lot of credit goes to very visionary founders as well as proactive HR leaders. So although we are say new entrant and maybe young kid in the market, they've been very supportive. So in the first 1.5 year of operations itself, 1 year of operations, in fact, we are working with close to 30 clients in this region. So seen very good growth. So I would like to thank all the promoters and HR leaders and IT leaders in this region for being very supportive and believing in us. So naming a few, so we work with Noon. So Noon is very well-known name in the region. So it's a very, very complex organization from HR perspective. So they present in pretty much 6-7 geographies, very large workforce. So close to 20,000 people. So including white collar as well as operational blue collar people. So we manage the entire HR for them. So earlier, we pretty much integrated, which was there on multiple systems onto Darwinbox. The entire life cycle is pretty much automated onto Darwinbox for Noon. It is our very largest and a very good implementation. So in 6 to 7 months, we took them live for all the countries, covering all the compliances in this region. Pretty much they're present in most of the countries in this region. So now we also on the other end, for example, there are a lot of such new age tech companies. We work with Foodix in Saudi. We work with Property Finder in Dubai. We work with Aiwa in Dubai, your eyewear retail shop, etc. And we also work with a lot of other clients in other interesting sectors, LF Education, and we work with Anzani Group, so Sterling Oil, etc. So, like I said, close to 30 clients are there.
All right, good to know about that. If I can ask one more question related to it, what is the ticket size that you are looking at whenever you go for any project, any bidding? What is the typical ticket size, or what has been your experience from starting from this till certain at the higher end?
Sure. So it is a function of like one is Darwinbox is a very modular product. So while we cover the entire employee life cycle, pretty much all the modules that come under the domain of HR. So it is completely modular. So people can choose what modules they want to use. So we don't insist taking the complete suite. So they can actually select what modules they want to wish. So now the cost is a function of one, the modules, the scope, and second, the size of the organization. So typically we see ticket sizes of $50,000 to $1 million.
Excellent. Very good. Okay. Any new innovation, new addition that you are planning for next quarter or so to your core products, or new product line that you are bringing in within? You have got so many flavors. So any new flavor that you are planning to bring in?
Sure. So a couple of investments. Quite excited about these investments / innovations that we're working on. We're about to launch. So one is we are working on attrition prediction model. So we work with almost 50 beta clients, and then the model is very accurate and giving very good results. So because the strength is we have pretty much all the data points that are surrounding an employee's journey in an organization, be it his attendance, or a leave or performance history, his engagement score, everything. So because we have so many such data points with a very great accuracy, we are able to predict risk of attrition at an employee level. So using machine learning and artificial intelligence. So we are now productizing and launching it at a much higher scale. So we'll roll out to all our clients. So it's very important, especially a risk of losing a high performer or a high potential. So that along with probably the reasons, it could be work satisfaction or a salary or learning opportunities, etc. So that you can proactively address those, and your ability to retain is very, very high. So that is one interesting innovation that we've done. I mean, a lot of things, but this is something that comes top of my mind.
Okay, you spoke about the innovation that you are planning to bring in for next quarter or couple of quarters.
Yeah.
Similar to the lines, if I can ask you about any geographic presence that you are planning to strengthen. You already have presence in the Middle East, I mean UAE, so also Saudi you said, and major development happening out of Hyderabad. Any geography that you have in your mind from, say, DevOps perspective or customer acquisition perspective?
Sanjay, like I clearly said, we are very focused company. So we are very happy with serving clients only in India, Middle East, and Southeast Asia. So at least for next few quarters, we don't have any plans to expand beyond this geography. So we rather want to strengthen our proposition. So learn more and solve more and make clients happy in these regions.
No problem. So let us conclude it. And if you have any final words of thoughts for the customers or prospect, please go ahead and give it to them.
Yeah. So like I said, all the clients, definitely all the customers now, at least in this region, I see them. I haven't come across any HR leader or any customer who is not aspirational about becoming an employer of the choice in the region or their sector. So now one of the main levers that you can use is technology to get there. So by making your systems evolving from just a system of record to system of engagement to system of intelligence. So this is the transformation path customers are looking at. So probably Darwinbox is the best choice that is available. I can confidently say because it comes from what we see and hear from our customers, and that is possible because of our focus both in only HR domain as well as the markets we operate in. So yeah, I mean, looking forward to work with more and more customers in this region.
All right, Mr. Chaitanya, thank you very much for sparing so much of your valuable time and speaking to CIOTV.live. I wish you all the best and grow in this region. If possible, also grow out of this region.
Thank you very much, Sanjay. Thanks a lot for having me here again. Thanks for your time too. Have a nice day.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mr. Chaitanya Peddi, co-founder and product head for Darwinbox. We just had a very good conversation around HRMS technologies and how the organization are leveraging this platform. If you have any question or query, my email ID will be given at the end of this conversation. Please drop in your message. I'll try my best to answer from Mr. Chaitanya. Thank you very much and stay safe.